I honestly don't think enough people are talking about this, and the reason why isn't fucking comprehensible to me. Like, the only person that has ever mentioned this show is pₐᵐt, if that's how you say the name. And even it isn't a full-on review or anything about the show itself, but just like a short segment in his video about video game cartoons. So, I feel that I at least need to bring this up because I need this to be out in the open. I don't have any other reason. I just need it. It feels like I'm the only one who even knows about this, and I want to spread it like a priest spreading like a people spreading. You know what? Consider how easily people can get canceled nowadays. I should just keep my mouth shut and start the entire video. Back in 1985, the first video game in a series was released by the name of Bomberman, developed by Hudson Soft and currently owned by Konami. Bomberman is a game in which you play as these characters and as bombers. I have not the original, I used to have a DS version of the Bomberman, which I have it right now and used to be my grandma's. So, I have that one that I used to play a lot when I was little. And I also have the Bomberman Land 2. I actually have like 2 copies of those for some reason, but yeah, it's completely different. It's a puzzle game. But you know what? Whatever. It originally came out for the NES, and much like with many of the Nintendo games, it has made its way up to consoles with large numbers of games, all varying their gameplay, look, and feel, with the latest game being Super Bomberman R back in 2017. However, its latest appearance is actually in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as an assist trophy, but that's really been it for the past few years. Back in the NES, the game didn't really have a storyline. The original plot is set on the galaxy known as Bomber Nebula, go figure, and usually the game takes place on Bomber Planet. And I bet you won't guess who lives here. Anyways, whatever. Our main character is White Bomber because he's from the Bomberman species and he's white. There's also like characters like Black Bomber, who, if you can't guess by the name, he's black. The game didn't really have a storyline. Your goal was to blow up shit and get out. Very basic, honestly, when you think about it. And the story started changing as more games came out, and many characters started to become part of the Bomberman franchise. The main ones that I can mention right now would be like Professor pₐᵐt, or known as Bugler too, who is the creator of the 5 Dastardly Bombers and the main villain of many games. And we have the previously mentioned Black Bomberman, who is an ally and rival to White Bomberman. Insert racism joke here, or whatever. We also have Dr. Ein, who directs Bomberman in the intergalactic police force that he joins in some of the games. We also have your typical Yoshi race called Louis or Ruiz, depending. They're kangaroo-like animals, and are rideable characters, again, much like Yoshi's. And we have the Cyborg Max, who is an anti-hero that is both a friend and a rival to Bomberman. Hopefully no one has clicked off the video, we actually get to what the video is about. One of the sponsors of the Bomberman titles was the Bomberman Jetters, which is a 2002 anime series produced by NAS or NAS, who made such shows as Yu-Gi-Oh!, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Shaman King, and Kuroko no Basket. And also by TV Tokyo, who made Naruto and Boruto, Bleach, Pokemon, Black Clover, and Cowboy Bebop. And its animation was made by Studio Dean, who's responsible for shows such as Konosuba, or God's Blazing Onto This Wonderful World, whatever the fuck, I don't know, the one with the witches. The 3rd season of 7 Deadly Sins, and I don't care, bro, I have never watched 7 Deadly Sins. I don't care about the animation, complain whatever you want, I don't fucking care. And Hetalia. The show itself aired from October 2nd, 2002, which, it was actually a month before I was born, till September 24, 2003. It spawned 2 manga series and 3 video games, both of which I have never played. I don't know why it doesn't have the reception it should. Like, when I watched it, I saw the comments, and yeah, there were a lot of people who have actually watched this show than I would have imagined, because I thought this was like obscure, like probably like, I don't know, considering the world is like, what, 7 billion? I thought probably like 1 million people had watched it, but like not that many. Maybe not even that much. I feel like less. I didn't think it was like even 1% of I thought not even 1% of the population knew about this show. That's how much I thought it was so obscure. Like, but it doesn't make sense to me. Like, we all know how fucking terrible video game adaptations can be. Like, anything. Movies, shows, books, maybe. No, not books. It can be a fucking nightmare. Yeah, you do have that once in a blue moon where they have a good show based on a video game, or an okay, might even be good movie. Which, the movies, we still haven't gotten that factor right, but I am excited about the new Cuphead Netflix show, which, oh my fucking god, it looks so good! It's like 2D animated, and it looks like it could be really, really, really good, so as soon as it comes out, I want to watch it. And I'm also kind of excited about the sequel to the Sonic movie. I like it, okay? Don't fucking judge me. However, back onto the subject before I start losing my fucking brain again. The show's, I think the show's pretty good, honestly. I think it's really good. It has, like, the basic problems, you know. Every show has a problem with it. There's no perfect show. But as someone who literally doesn't have a clue about things like good storytelling, pace, and good character qualities, at least not in depth. Like, I'm not like, I can tell when a character or a story is good or bad, like, you know, this shit. But not like those in-depth critic review channels like your movie sucks or I hate everything, you know, those things. I have no idea about those stuff. I cannot understand it. Nostalgia critic, even that one is kind of like, So I like the show. I definitely did not mind having to rewatch it to make this because, you know, I watched it like a year ago. But anyway, if you can't tell because of the time and the description and the title, this is a review and it's obviously going to have spoilers, but I'll leave timestamps in the description to tell you what parts contain spoilers and also to divide the different segments of the review or video, whatever. I don't know, dude. Because this is probably going to be a long video, at least I think it is. So yeah, focusing mainly on the main plot, skipping fillers, and if there's a filler with story elements, I'll just mention the story elements and move on. I'm also going to mention the characters, what I think about them, and, you know, all of that. However, please, go watch the show blind. Like, I don't know how many people watch this. Probably like 5 people have watched this video, and they probably don't care about it. They probably like watched the first 5 seconds and clicked off. But go watch the show blind. Like, I want people to watch this shit so bad. Like, I'll even link the playlist that I watched in the description, and then afterwards come back and watch this video. Or don't, you know what? I really don't give a shit, but I also really do. So please go watch it blind, because I really want this show to get the reception it deserves. But without further ado, I'm a being without a clue, and this is Bomberman Jetters, the obscure video game anime. The setting is the same as in the games. We have Bomberman Galaxy and Bomberman Planet, where White Bomber, who in the show is actually a 10-year-old kid, lives with his grandma, who we'll just call Momo, and his companion Rui, you know, the little kangaroos. He practices to be a great bomber, much like his brother Mighty. Mighty was never a character in any of the games, so this is like his debut. At least that's what I think it is. Last time I checked, this is the only place he ever appears. But him alongside with the characters Birdie, Bongo, and Gongu. Oh, and also Dr. Ein. He, you know, who is from the games. He's in this. He was the leader. Well, he's the leader of the intergalactic police force known as the Jetters, whose main task is to protect the unique artifacts that are hunted down by Professor Bagura and the Hige clan with their leader Mojo. Mighty himself doesn't have that much screen time, but he's still a very important part of the plot. I don't know, it's very weird. He's an important plot point, but not an important, like, you get what I mean? He's an important plot point, but not really very seen-on character, I guess you can say. He's very cliche, you know, good-hearted hero, committed to his duty, he's brave, you know, the usual. But even so, it's a cliche character, and that character is very likable, so yeah, I think he's a likable character. Birdie has more screen time, obviously. Well, I don't know if that's obviously, but he's like the strong, silent, and serious type of character, you know, this and that. He still has a few moments where he shows joy or you know, pride. Or I guess you could say pride in someone, that he's proud of someone. I think that's what that means. But most of the time he's just a Cyrus. But most of the time he's the serious, intelligent type. Like, he has more screen time than Mighty, but yet he doesn't have that much screen time. You know, he's usually, well, he has screen time, but he's usually just there. Doesn't do much sometimes. He starts getting more and more and more time as the show goes on, but you know, as the plot thickens. And then we have Bongo and Gongu. They are the big boy side characters. They have enough screen time to be enjoyable characters. You have like Bongo, who's very like easygoing, very chill, and I'd be like the I don't give a fuck type character. So yeah, he's just there usually. Pretty likable. I can relate to not giving a fuck about anything that I ever do, so respect. And then there's Gongu, who is, I don't know, more of a character. He has more screen time. He's the comic relief, you know, the self-centered, hyperactive, the one who can be annoying sometimes, but the one that I didn't mind because I kind of like that. Well, not really that I like it that he's hyperactive. It's more, I really like the character a lot because sometimes he gets really depressive, and it's so fucking funny to me. If you don't know this, but I love when characters just get depressed out of nowhere. It's funny to me. Whenever they're just like, really, when they're the happy character. When they're the happy character, the one who's always making everyone laugh. And then out of nowhere, they're like, you know what? Life is not even important anymore. What a meaningless life I lived. I love that so much. It's a really thing. It's a thing that I love. I love it. He's a robot. He can be modified into tools. He can, you know, he helps train Shirobon. Oh, by the way, White Bomber's gotta be called Shirobon because that's the way that they call him in the anime, and it's a lot easier to say than White Bomber, Shirobon. It's a lot easier, you know? You see what I mean? I don't give a shit if my accent is ass. I really don't give a shit. Yeah, but anyway, we have Bagura explaining, in the first episode, we have Bagura explaining that he has a collection of unique artifacts from all over the galaxy, and he tasks the Hige clan and their little mojo to get said items for him. The one in this episode is a Cosmos Diamond located in the Bomber Planet Museum, and the Jetters are tasked to protect it. Then the intro plays, and guys, it is a fucking jam! Like, I'm not exaggerating, I love this intro. Like, I know when an intro is hype. I can tell when an intro is hype, and this intro is hype. Alright? Like, I don't know, whenever I watch a show, I never skip the intro. Like, just listen to it. We're then introduced to White Bomber, who, again, I'll call Shirobon. I don't have to explain myself. Shirobon it is. So, Shirobon, it's like one of the few characters that actually feels like a little kid, like a real little kid, who's a little bit more clumsy than usual, but you know, little kids are usually clumsy and a little bit of assholes, but just saying. Like, he brags about his little achievements, and bro, like, even I fucking do that, and I'm almost 18. Like, I don't brag to myself to that level because, you know, I'm afraid that I'll be hated, but I still do it. Yeah, okay, back on track. He's loud and can sometimes get annoying, though I personally don't get annoyed easily by characters that are like that. Unless it's very, very on the nose, I won't get annoyed. But, you know, he's really funny. He's adorable as fuck. I think he's so adorable. And he gets frustrated whenever things don't work out for him, which, again, me. Even then, he's determined to become a great bomber despite the challenges. And he's also very emotional. Not in a bad way, but more like, you know, a little kid getting upset or feeling very passionate about certain things. You know, he definitely puts his emotions out for people to see. He means very well when he messes up, or he tries to make up for his mistakes, you know? It's a character that, like, it's very adorable. I know, I like him. I really, really like him. And for a protagonist, I think he's a really good one. You know what? For a character that doesn't have a mouth, and that's a lot of the bombers that appear in the show, he's very expressive and very, exotic with his movements, which I found really impressive and I liked it a lot. So he's trying to get his bomb making right, but fails. And Momo tells him how he has to train hard to become great. He gets mad and he leaves. Tries to make another bomb, but he fucking drops it and it almost kills the girl. Except for the fact that his bombs suck and do absolutely nothing, don't even explode, they just... The girl is saved by Mighty. He scolds Shirobon for treating bombs like a show and goes with Momo to talk, whatever, yada yada, go fuck yourself. Shirobon goes up to the girl and makes a bomb. Alright, but before Mighty can scold him, the bomb actually blows up into rainbow balloons, and in the show, it's a skill that Shirobon has known as balloon bomb or balloon pop, one or the other, I can't remember. It literally does nothing, it's just literally popping up balloons. That cheers the girls. It cheers the girl up, and Shirobon gives her a balloon. Remember this: balloon pop, balloon bomb, whatever the fuck. Remember it. It's gonna be important later. There's also this flashback that's actually repeated throughout the show with this sunset, very golden hour tone to it, about Shirobon crying with Mighty. I kind of find it annoying at sometimes because I got annoyed whenever the story was going on and then they popped it out of nowhere. But it did make sense because, first of all, it wasn't the same thing over and over. It wasn't the same flashback. Well, it was, but they never said the same thing. They was expanded on what was being said in order to fit what was going on. So that was okay. That was okay. We then got to the museum where the diamond that the Jetters were tasked to protect is located. And oh my god, for the love of God, please tell me this doesn't sound like fucking Seinfeld, bro. I think I actually read somewhere that it was supposed to be sounding like Seinfeld, so I don't know. I kind of like that. We're then formally introduced to Mojo, who has a huge pair of shoulder pads. Okay, I honestly don't know why they made him carry this UPS large package that the delivery boy threw across my yard and then it landed and it crushed when it was actually a piece of glass that I bought. It was a bucket of ice that I bought. I don't know why it would be a bucket of ice, but they just threw it at my wall and I got it and I was like, whoa, that shit big. It's there. The package is right there, and they don't ignore it. He always stands in a power position 24/7. Ignoring the package, Mojo is a fucking G. He's easily one of my favorite characters. He's funny as shit. And he also acts like a disturbed child sometimes. I don't know, it's weird. He acts like he's like a dad. He can act like a dad and like the traumatized child at the same time. He's still your typical Team Rocket villain. But, I love him, bro. He's so funny. I think he's hilarious, and he's one of the best characters in the show.
Hanson. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am.
Back to Shirobon. One of the very important aspects of the show is actually called the bomb stars. Bomb stars. Bastards. Bomb stars, which are the little beads located in a Bomberman's belt that, aside from showing how much stronger you've gotten, actually makes you stronger. The way you gain them is the way you gain them is either by training, and once you have the strength requirements, you get a bomb star, or you can acquire one, but they're not an easy find. They don't have like a Gucci store that sells them to you at a disgustingly high price, when you can probably get it from training. So yeah, they're important throughout the show. Mighty leaves to guard the Cosmos Diamond, Shirobon follows him, and comes across the Hige clan. He tries to fight them off, but, fails because his bombs are more effective than a fucking pill. And he gets captured by Mojo when he finds out that he's Mighty's brother, so now they're gonna hold him for ransom. First episode and a child is being held for ransom. Very interesting. Mighty's about to give up the diamond so his brother is free, but he gets pew-pewed and fucking dies because the laser that the Hige clan were originally going to use when Berserk 2016. So, he fucking dies. Birdie helps Shirobon break free, but he sees his brother and goes Super Saiyan. It's actually called Hero's Light in the show. I don't remember it being brought up again, but we'll see in the future because I'm writing this as I am watching it and I don't finish things sometimes, so let me focus again. Alright, he destroys the cannon, and Mojo goes blasting off again. Mighty isn't actually dead, because of course it's a kid's show. Mighty talks about how it's the heart, not the strength. You know, the typical bullshit in these type of power shows, you know. Literally every type of these shows. And, you know, and before he leaves, he shows him his balloon pop that Shirobon made. Remember this, it's gonna be important later. They leave and boom! Episode 1 is done. Setting and a chunk of the main cast are established. The second episode is a plot-crucial episode. Shirobon and Rui arrived in pₐᵐt Jetter, where, if you couldn't tell, is where the Jetters headquarters is located. I'm just gonna say right now, this show is probably like the least subtle shit that you'll ever find in your life. Like in your life, you will never see something so unsubtle. This show could literally shoot you in the head with a fucking cannonball out of a fucking 44 mag. Like that's how subtle it is. Alright, the Jetters headquarters are located there. He crashes the ship and ends up following this girl called Shout, or Shouto. In Japanese it's Shouto, but in English it's Shout, you know. Yeah, so they follow her because they're hungry and want ramen. So they get to the store where Shouto, I'm just gonna say Shouto, where Shouto and her father, Twist, I actually didn't know his name until I looked this up, but his name is actually Twist, work at. Yeah, and by the way, her father is always gonna be reading the newspaper. But let's be honest, if that was a 2020 newspaper, yeah, I would be reading that shit every day too. Who knows when Earth is just gonna, you know. Anyway, Shirobon tells Shouto that he came to pₐᵐt Jetters to join the Jetters. She informs him that she's the leader of the Jetters, after Mighty went MIA for six months ago. So yeah, this is supposed to be happening 6 months after the episode 1. Shout herself is like Sakura from Naruto, basically. You know, she's the tsundere, who I don't really know why she was the clear leader of the Jetters. Literally doesn't make sense to me. If anything, Birdie could have probably been a better leader when you think about it. Like, all this girl has is a fucking grappling hook. Like, she's not completely useless, but literally the only reason she became the leader is because Dr. Ein and Twist, her father, are friends. Though to be fair, the reason Shirobon joined was because Dr. Ein is friends and has the hots for Momo. You know, Shirobon's grandma. But also, Shirobon is a Bomberman, and the Jetters need a Bomberman in the team, so, you know, I kind of don't count that, because they do need him. But I don't know why they need a Shouto, dude. They literally could have just gotten Birdie. Birdie's probably more useful than both of them right now. Whatever. Shouto definitely has, like, the name for a reason. Her name is Shout for a reason. She torments Shirobon whenever he acts childish, fails at doing things, or simply refuses to help in the ramen shop, whatever. She does begin to respect him as the show progresses. Even in this episode, she respects him a little bit more. But that abusive attitude never leaves. There is the thing that she can be soft and compassionate at points, and that makes her a little bit more likable. And she has that backstory, you know, that does gain a little bit of points to her character. But that's later in the series, so I won't spoil that right now. But yeah, shit happens with an egg, and Mojo's trying to steal it. Shirobon uses Fire Bomb, which does become his signature bomb for a while. You know, like he uses for at least like the first third of the show. Or this, well, I can't say season because you know there's only one. But I guess whatever, the show. He fucks up the egg, but his spawn made a discovery that there are thousands of eggs in the mountain. He gets Mighty's badge, and officially becomes a member of the Jetters. The last important character introduced is Dr. Mechadoc. Mechadoc. Sure, whatever, fuck it. Who is a partial main antagonist. And like he's this crazy scientist who builds machines. And most specifically and most importantly, the combined Bomberman machine, which can make anything into a Bomberman and is used throughout the show, and later on has a major role in the story. Mechadoc, not the machine, even though, well, actually both. The machine also has a major plot point in the story, but not like that. And that's episode 2, because